Hey everyone, it's me, Joel D. In this video, we're going to talk about creating a high converting capture page. So what a capture page is it's simply a one-page website. It's something that's really, focused on one thing, and that is going to be the asset that we created to give away in exchange for an email. So you use a capture page. We've already added the form to capture emails on our website. But what's different about this is it's one specific objective, and that is to get that email. Our website is, it's providing value, and you have the option there to, fill in your email. But with a capture page, this is usually what we would send our paid traffic to. So what you were shown in our blog posts, etc., those are more built for organic traffic. They find us through search engines, they go to that page, they want to read something, but we also want to provide them with the option to give us their email address. An opt-in page or a capture page is specifically designed for paid traffic. So when we're paying money to get traffic, we don't want to lose out on that email. So we're really going to be focused on getting that email address. And to do that, we need to set up a high converting capture page. So we get their email and then we direct them where they want to go. So it's a little bit of a difference. It's a little bit of a shift, but we can use best practices to create this high converting capture page, and a lot of people have been successful, so we can kind of replicate again a lot what other people are doing. So again, the purpose of this capture page is we create assets. In our case, we've created that one, and that's just for the 11 tips to help your dog with anxiety. So if I was sending paid traffic, I want them to go to one single page where they can do nothing except for either X out or give me their email address and go to, for one, get the free asset, and two, then we can direct them where they need to go on our website. So that's the main purpose. It's straight to the point. There's not even a linkable logo. Usually you don't want them to leave that page. It's just, hey, here's the main value of our giveaway. And these are 11 tips you need to help your dog overcome anxiety, and focus on that value. And then it's very simple, a few tidbits of information, and then a form to capture their email address. All right, so that's the main purpose of a capture page, giving away something to get something in return, and that something being their email address. So then I'll walk you through exactly how to build your capture page and how to optimize it for conversions. And there's also some testing we can do, A/B split testing, where we have two different iterations and we see which one's performing best, and then we use that. Everything involves testing to make sure you're getting the most value out of anything we're doing online, but especially a capture page, because that's the difference between making money and losing money. So if I'm creating a nice high converting capture page that's converting at 50-60%, I'm likely going to convert a lot of those into paying customers afterward. And that is just, multiple, say if I have 1,000 people that come to my site and 50% convert, that's 500 leads that I have. If I have something that's not good at converting, like 10 to 20%, I'm only getting 100 to 200 leads. So obviously that could cost me a lot more than it's going to make me. I want to make sure that I'm converting well so I can make money off of my leads, and the more leads I get, the better. All right, and then we'll talk about going live and how we go from there. So let's get into it. Again, this is different than our website. This is a capture page. There's multiple tools out there that you can invest in, like ClickFunnels. That's the main one. And there's a lot of other tools, lead pages. I'll post some links there if you want to use those, but you can also use simple tools that aren't as, as built out as those types of tools that are specifically meant for exactly that, creating capture pages and just funnels in general. You can use, typically, AWeber even has some landing pages that integrates with WordPress that we could use for simplicity. You could, in theory, create your own, but again, you want to use tools that are built for this, just to increase those conversions, because at the end of the day, if you invest a little money, you can make more money. If you try to go cheap, which is fine, just to test, if it's not working out that well though, I do suggest using, builder tools that you can build out funnels and convert higher. All right, so let's get into it. I'll start off by just showing you the quick way of doing this in AWeber. Okay, so I'm logged into AWeber, and again, this is just the easiest way to do it because they do offer landing pages, and in this case, landing pages meaning capture form pages, and they also have thank you pages, etc., because you do want to send them to a thank you page, and you'll also want to add probably a pixel to your thank you page to signify that someone has converted, so we can track that later and then see which one's performing best, and we'll get into that in the next video likely. All right, so I'm on my dashboard. I just logged in. I'm going to click on landing pages. It's going to bring me to this page here where I can create a landing page. I have none at this time, but then it just gives me these templates. So you can already start off by seeing exactly, what a landing page looks like. It's just something to convert easier. Some of them are a little more, in detail depending on what you're offering. So for instance, if you're offering coaching, you're probably going to want to sell yourself more. But if you're giving something away like an ebook, you typically don't have to do that. You can just give, a picture of the book maybe and a quick form that says here, to get this book, enter this. So this could be one that would work. Obviously, don't worry about the colors and whatnot. You can brand that to your own specific brand. This one's pretty good because I can add an ebook here. And this one's probably the best because it actually has a book, and all you have to do really is provide your main value proposition on that asset and then add a picture and capture their email. So I'm going to just choose this template for now, and we'll go with that. This is just more related to exactly what we want to do. We want to give away that free ebook. Okay, so I am going to need a picture of my ebook, so I know that. And then what I need to do is change out some of the stuff, change the background color, make it look more like my site, and we'll go from there. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of my branded colors. So I'm going to come back to my customizer here, and I'll just look for, I want this orange color. So I'm going to go into my global settings, colors, base colors, and I'm just going to grab this orange hex. So there we go. Control C. I'll hop back over to here, and I'm going to change my button color first. So let's go. There we go. And then I want that purple color as well. So I'll go, where was that? It should be in buttons. Colors and border, hover. There we go. So I'll grab this purple. So I'm just branding it to, to meet the colors of my site. I want it to look like that, you know what I mean? So now it hovers correctly. I'm going to change the background now to some sort of brown, similar to my homepage, how I have brown with orange, as you can see. So I'm going to go background, click here, and I don't need an exact brown. I'll just, I like a little darker than that. Let's just do this. And that looks pretty good. A little darker. There we go. And as you can see, I'm just, going into these elements and I can make edits. So one thing to note is when you get another builder like a ClickFunnels or a Lead Pages or one of their competitors, they just give you a lot more options too. So it's a little easier, but this is pretty easy. I mean, especially if you just want something generic like this is more than enough. And again, I like to kind of keep you on the cheap side starting off. We're running this like a business. You don't want to go too crazy at first. Let's just get our bearings, and then we can go from there and expand and buy tools as needed. That'll help us, grow faster. All right, so next thing I want to do is change my logo. For one, I don't think I have a logo in here to use. So if I were to click on this logo, the element, I can see what's in here for an image, and I can see my images. I do have one, but this has a white background. I want my transparent image, so I'm going to actually upload an image. I'll go on into my downloads, and I'm going to grab this white one that's transparent. White text up here, that's good. And I can, you know, shrink this down. I don't want it too overbearing. I think that's probably good right there. Now it's looking more like my site. It's not linkable, but this is starting to look pretty good. All right, now I need to go out to Canva and create an image for my book. But first I want to see what the size of the book is. So I'm just gonna right click, open image in new tab, and I'll see that this size is 465 by 575. So now I'll hop over to my Canva account and use those dimensions. Okay, I'm in Canva. I am going to create a design. That was 465. Oh. Let's just use custom dimensions, 465 by 575, I believe. Yep. Create new design. And we already have this cover that we created, so we could reutilize that. Obviously, this is an ebook, and when they download this asset, this is what they're going to get. But that doesn't mean that we have to keep this cover. We could, you know, we could even test covers to see which one performs better from a conversion rate. Every little bit helps. Or I can just take a book cover design and work from that. So let's see if we have a dog book cover that we can utilize that looks good. So I'm just going to scroll down and try to find something that I think will look good. None of these really are piquing my interest. This one's pretty good. This one's all right. Keep going here. I like this one. So this one, they're looking at the form. I tend to like to pick things that draw attention to the call to action. So indirectly, this is doing that. So that dog will be kind of looking over here. Just something that I've had it success with. I don't know if it's pure luck or not, but I do like that. So I'm going to use this one to start. And it has a website down here, a dog little emblem. We can change this out with our logo if we want. So first things first, I'm going to put in dognerve.com. And what I can do is click on uploads and add my icon. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one, shrink this down a bit. Not sure why it keeps doing that, so let's just put it around here for now, and I'll slide that in with my arrow. There we go. Maybe make that orange too. So I'll head back over here and grab my orange color. And nothing really sticks out, so it's probably better off white. That's fine. I'm not really too concerned about that. Stop this cruelty. We don't really need the hashtag of that, but we could say stop dog anxiety or something, because I kind of like that. Looks more with the times, with the hashtag. Stop dog anxiety. Fits perfect. And then I'll use my 11 steps title here. So 11 tips to help your dog with separation anxiety. Let's see how that stacks up here. We may have to make some adjustments. Yeah, so 11 tips to help your dog, to help your dog with anxiety separation. Okay. And stop cruelty to dogs. We breathe the same air. We can say something about we care about dog anxiety. Or stop dog anxiety. Separation anxiety. We breathe the same air and eat from the same earth. Produce, be humane, not only human. Again, I'm not gonna, I'll just keep that for now because I want to get through this, but you can make this, you know, make more sense for you. I'm gonna change these backgrounds to that orange color that I grabbed earlier, but now I have to grab it again. There we go. And now I'll do all, so this one changes too. There we go. So now we have something that looks pretty good. We can do a, I'm gonna do a, or we could make this background color different, or I can make this transparent and it'll just have that same brown color on the sides. Let's see what that looks like. We could even do orange, but I'm gonna keep that as is and just do transparent, see what that looks like. All right, so this is good for now. I'm gonna download this. I'll keep it a PNG so I can do transparent background. Click download. And that is going to download. Now I'll come back over, click on the element, upload an image, grab the image, see what it looks like. And here we go. So it looks somewhat like a book. Not a huge fan. We could maybe move this over a little to the right. Give it a little separation. Maybe I'll drag this up a little and shrink it. I'll click on the image, get rid of auto width, and then I'll be able to, this gives it a little more separation again. Maybe and I think that should be pretty good. All right. Also, you can add your links here. If you were to click in here, just add your social links. I'm not going to do that for time's sake, but it gives you the option. You can remove or add the ones that you want. I'm going to keep that as is for now, but next thing you want to do is just add a header and add the main bullets, and they even help you out, you know, a header that will encourage people to sign up. So I'd say something like your free ebook, and maybe you could even put the title. We'll just keep that for now. The title's over here. So grab your free ebook, tell them what it's about, how awesome it is. 11 critical tips to help your dog overcome anxiety separation or separation anxiety. And here are some questions to get you started. And so then you could, you know, say what to expect or what you'll get. Free ebook. And again, I'm not going to fill all this in, but you get the point. Take this with your niche, add what your asset's about, and then provide value. So you're going to give them ongoing value. You want to let them know. So as you can see, they're saying, you know, what they should expect to hear from, or how often they should expect to hear from you, what type of information they're going to receive, how they'll benefit from the information you offer, etc. So there's a lot of stuff you can put in here. Try to be really quick to the point, but also ensure that you're focusing on your main value prop, which is 11 critical tips to help your dog overcome anxiety separation. That's why people are here. That's why they clicked on your link. Remember, this is paid advertising, so we're sending our paid traffic here. So if they clicked on your link, it's for a reason. Next, from this point, I'm just going to save and exit. So we'll have this page and we can publish this. And also there is an integration between AWeber and WordPress where we can actually use our WordPress domain. So a lot of times when you use other builders like ClickFunnels, they'll have these long, kind of weird looking URLs that don't necessarily mean much, but it is pretty cool that you can use a WordPress, your own domain name with these landing pages. But we're probably going to use tracking tools and tracking links where we would use a tracking link anyway, so it's not a huge deal whether or not we do that or not. Okay. But before I do that, I actually want to change the CTA button as well. So instead of sign up, which doesn't make sense, I could say get my free ebook now. All right. Now I can go to preview, see what it looks like. Looks pretty good, simple. That's what we want. And then I can look at the mobile version too. All right. And I'm going to go back to, actually I'm going to save and exit now. Now I'm sent back to my landing page, and I can click publish. And as you can see, it's published. I can unpublish it if I want, and then it gives me options to share. I can copy the URL. I can share this directly to Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, but I'm going to copy the URL and just go out and test the URL, and I'll also see that I have this weird looking ugly URL that we will eventually change. So let's see if it works live, and it does work. So again, not a huge deal that we have these. I mean, this is common for landing pages, or you'll see a lot of times a subdomain. So maybe, you know, I can say pages.dognerve.com. That typically means that this lives on a different server than your actual WordPress site. But then again, we're going to make some tweaks and iterations to handle that. Okay. Now to make some of these tweaks, I'm going to click on edit. So I'm back in landing pages and I'm on this landing page that we just created. And I want to switch a few things over. So I don't want it to have that weird looking URL. I want to be able to, you know, customize my thank you page if I want, or send them to a different page altogether after they fill out this form. So to do that, I go back to settings, and you'll see right here, we have a landing page URL little area. It says preview URL. This is what it currently is, that big, long, ugly one. But you can see here, WordPress users can use their own domain with our WordPress integration. And also I could customize a subdomain. What I talked about before was, you know, sometimes you'll see pages.dognerve.com or something like that. So I can create a custom page path. I can do a lot of things through here, but I'm going to start off by clicking on this WordPress integration button. And they're going to bring me out to how to install this, which we should already have this on our site. So I'll scroll down here, in AWeber for WordPress, settings, get started. We already did this, if you remember. We created this, so we have that integration already set up, so we shouldn't have to do anything else. Now what we can do is head back out to our site, in WordPress. All right, now I'm going to go down to AWeber. I'll go to landing pages. And we're going to see this load. Here we go. We have the untitled landing page. So I'll go ahead and click link. And what I want to do is it's going to fetch all my WordPress pages, but I want to link this to something else. So I don't want it to be one of these pages. I want to create a new page and link. So I'll click create new page and link. I'll name this opt-in or capture page 1. Or actually, let's name it 11 tips for dog anxiety. Opt-in. There we go. And then I'll create new page and link. And what's going to happen is now my URL for that opt-in page will be 11 tips for dog anxiety and opt-in. So let's open this in a new tab and see if it works correctly. And here you have it. So now instead of that long AWeber address, it's as simple as that. Now I can use this nice, clean, easy one, and I can name this whatever I want it to be. So I have dognerve.com/11 tips for dog anxiety opt-in. I could call it ebook. Ebook would probably be better. You don't really, it's not a best practice to tell, you know, hey, opt-in in my URL, but I would probably change this to ebook. All right. So that is step 1 of what we needed to do to clean this up a little bit. And now we want to start directing them in the right spot. So instead of having a generic thank you page, let's create a normal thank you page or send them to somewhere on our site. So I'm going to jump back over into my editor for this landing page in AWeber. And the next thing I want to do is I want to create a different path. So right now it's going to that generic, thank you page that it doesn't really send us anywhere, and the only option is to go back to this page, which I can't really link to anything else besides social links. So I'm going to click in the form and then in submission, and now I can change these thank you links. So let's say, for instance, we had a custom thank you page that we created with Elementor. So I created a page on my WordPress site and I called it, ebook thank you or something. And I could come in here and add that custom URL. Or what I can do is, instead of creating a thank you page on this video and taking too much time, I'll just direct them to the article that we have. So if I go over to my article and go to posts, come down and just click view here. I'm going to take this URL, so 11 ways to help a dog with separation anxiety, and I'm just going to use this instead. So say we just want, once they sign up for an ebook, we don't even want to send them to a thank you page, we just want to send them directly to a place on our website. I can do that. Obviously this is an example of, you probably wouldn't send them to this article necessarily, but maybe you have an actionable page that you want to send them to, or again, you created your own custom thank you page you could send them to, and then have actions on there like, here's the next steps of what you should do. You should always give them an action to take when they go to a page. All right, so we're just going to use this and assume that, all right, once you sign up for this ebook, I want you to go to that article. All right, which maybe isn't a terrible idea anyway, because we will eventually have some, monetization on that page. All right, and if they're already subscribed, I'll also have them go there. And now I'll click save and exit. and it'll bring us back to our landing pages. And this is a critical step, so don't forget this. Just because you saved it doesn't mean that you've published those changes. So if you were to test and submit that form again, you would still go to that generic thank you page. So make sure you publish your changes, and I'm going to click publish changes. Now when we go out and test, we should get redirected to the proper page. I'll hop back over to my dashboard, my WordPress dashboard, AWeber landing pages, and one more step before I test is I just want to resync. I like to do everything up front, just try to, dot the I's, cross the T's before testing, because if you come into issues, usually it has to do with something like this. So let's do that. I'm going to come out and test my form here. So I'll just put in my name, dog nerve 1 + 8, get my free ebook now, and it should go to my article. Yep. So I can see 11 ways to help a dog with separation anxiety. Again, best practice, this would be your thank you page. Thank you so much for getting your free ebook. Check your email, make sure you got it. And here's the action you should take now. Go to this article or go somewhere on my site. So that would be ideal, but I just wanted to show you how to enter that URL once you do have a unique custom thank you page. All right, so that's really it. I mean, that's the basics of an opt-in landing page. So what we did, just to recap, we went into AWeber. We used their tool. It's a generic tool, a little clunky. There are better tools that I'll link below if you want to use other landing pages. There are some pros to this though. AWeber has an integration with WordPress, so we get to use our actual domain, and we customize that. So what we did was we just created using a template, we created a landing page, we made it our brand. We added an image for our ebook, we grabbed the attention of our visitor, we made a simple opt-in email form, so we're getting an email in exchange for this free asset that we created, and they're able to come to this link, fill it out, and this again is specific for paid traffic. So now we have two types of opt-ins. One is people who find our site organically. So these are our organic traffic pages where we are filling in, SEO specific information to be found through search engines, and also giving them the option to opt into our email list. And then we have our paid traffic version or landing page where we want that email address because we're paying to get that person to come there, and they're highly targeted because we're targeting our audience. So we know that they want an ebook because they clicked on the link that's specifying, hey, come and learn how to have your dog overcome anxiety, separation. Here's a free ebook. We know that they are really interested, so we don't want to just give them the info. We want an email address in return, and that's how you get them to opt in. It's, the more targeted your traffic, the easier it is to opt in, the more conversion you're going to get, and the higher your conversion rate's going to be. So again, totally different ball game between the two. Organic traffic, maybe sign up for our anxiety tips, maybe not. And then we could also use tools like opt-in monster that would bring up a light box type thing with a form that says, hey, you want to join our list and get options. So we will add additional things. It won't just be the simple form here, but again, this is all from an organic or people who get here organically, as opposed to driving paid traffic that we're spending money on. All right, this one converts better. And this actually, we could use something like this as the pop-up. Once we get organic visitors, you can set an opt-in trigger. So after 10 seconds or 30 seconds of reading your article, something like this pops up, and they can fill this out. So
there's a couple of things that we'll get into later, but right now I just wanted you to, now that we're starting to get everything together, we're preparing to bring traffic to our site. There's two ways, organic, paid. We now can accommodate for both. You can create as many landing pages as you want. This is just an example for one asset we had. You can keep creating assets, testing, sending paid traffic to multiple different landing pages. And then what I'm going to show you is in the next video how you can use tools like ClickMagick that will track all of your URLs so you can see which ones are performing best, because the more you track, the better you are at managing all your web assets, and the better you get at, you know, creating that customization to get opt-ins and to convert on your pages. So the more data you have, the better. So I want to show you exactly how to do that in the next video. I hope this one was helpful. We now have capture pages, and we know how to create those with AWeber. We could also use other tools, but we get the concept that we need to get emails and start building our list. All right, reach out if you have any questions, if you came into any hiccups, and as always, comment, add a Facebook group message, engage, and we will see you in the next video when we start setting up our tracking links. All right, thanks everyone. See you in the next video.